Hi, my name is Jack and welcome to another Kit Guru review. In today's video I'm taking a look at the Razer Kraken V3 Pro wireless haptic gaming headset. Retailing for $199.99 in the UK, this headset certainly isn't on the cheap side, but it does offer some pretty great features that might make that price tag worth considering. The box, as you expect, has typical Razer branding, black and green. The box contains pretty much everything you need to know about the headset, but I wouldn't say it's anything particularly special for the £200 price point. Opening the box up, you get the headset, a braided 1.3 meter 3.5mm cable, a braided USB-A to USB-C cable for charging, a 2.4 GHz USB dongle, so you can use this headset wirelessly, the hyper-clear, flexible, cardioid detachable microphone, a quick start guide, some Razer stickers, and that's pretty much it. My first impressions when getting this headset out of the box is just how sturdy and well made it feels. Weighing in at around 370 grams, the headset's made primarily of plastic and metal and feels really solid. The Kraken V3 Pro wireless follows a very similar design to the previous Kraken headsets, so you definitely know it's part of the family. It has a sleek black finish with some matte black elements, although the matte black elements do scratch quite easily, as you can see from my headset here. In terms of visual details, we have the Hypersense logo on both sides of the headband, customizable RGB including the Razer motif on each ear cup, and the headband features a debossed Razer logo. Like the other Kraken headsets, the headband is steel reinforced for extra durability. So in all, the headset looks and feels premium, and that's exactly what you'd expect at this price point. Although for those of you who do favour plastic headsets in order to keep the weight down, you may not like the Kraken Pro as it is quite weighty. In terms of comfort, this headset has a lot of cushioning. Both the headband and the oval-shaped ear cups feature thick memory foam and are covered in a plush leatherette. Although while the outside of the ear cup is leatherette, the inside is fabric, and this is meant to balance comfort, sound isolation, and haptic transfer. So to properly test the comfort of this headset, I did use it for about 12 hours straight this weekend, and I've got to say that I had no issues with discomfort at all. In terms of manual size adjustment, the headset features 8 steps of adjustment, so will likely fit any head size. Now I will say that even with the full metal headband, the headset is actually still really flexible, though not as flexible as others made entirely of plastic. The Kraken V3 Pro has a number of controls on the ear cups. On the left ear cup are where the majority of the ports and controls are. From top to bottom you have the microphone mute button, the volume roller, the power button, the 3.5mm and USB-C ports, and then the microphone port. I found that the volume roller doesn't have a lot of resistance, so this can be easily rolled by accident. A few times when I've put the headset down and then put it back on, I'll notice that the volume is a bit lower. Obviously it takes like a second just to turn the volume up, but this can be quite annoying. So the detachable microphone is probably the weakest point of this headset. The design is fine, it's flexible, so you can move it in and out of your way, and it stays there unlike some flexible mics that ping back, but the sound quality is the issue for me. Razer brands this as a hyper-clear, super cardioid microphone, but here's a quick sound test and you can decide for yourself how good you think this sounds.
Okay, so this is an audio test of the microphone in the Razer Kraken V3 Pro. This is the hyper-clear, super cardioid mic. Again, I don't really rate it, I don't think it's that good. I think there are much better microphones on cheaper headsets, and it's a shame that we get a microphone of this quality on a headset costing £200. You should also be able to hear if there are any plosives, so puh 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 puh, and if this pop filter actually does a good job of getting them out. So that's it, this is the microphone test. What do you think?
I think the sound quality is a little underwhelming for a headset of this price point. I'd have liked to have seen a better microphone, and there's a few headsets that I'm reviewing currently that do sound better than this. Hopefully you can tell from that audio test that the supplied microphone really isn't that great. To be honest, I think for this price point, we should be getting better microphone, but it is what it is. So moving on to the left ear cup, there's only one button. The Hypersense button. And this is for adjusting the haptic feedback, which you can adjust by pressing the button, or you can change the lighting by holding down the button. The headset has 4 lighting modes, and this doesn't require any software to actually work, and these modes are static, breathing, spectrum cycling, and audio meter. You can further customize the RGB in Synapse, and we'll come to that later. Adjusting the haptic feedback is really easy. You just press the button once and it will cycle through low, medium, and high intensity. And as I'm talking about the haptic feedback, let's talk about this Hypersense technology. So the Hypersense haptic technology inside this headset is meant to create an immersive experience by giving you some sort of physical response to the sound. And what happens is that the ear cups vibrate based on the audio that's being sent to the headset. A cool thing about the headset though is that the audio will give you haptic feedback between left and right, and it can actually flow between each ear cup based on the audio you're hearing. Obviously this is extremely hard to explain without you being able to feel this for yourself, but basically if you're listening to music for example, and an instrument fades from the right to the left, you will actually hear it and it will vibrate from one ear cup to the other. It's a really cool feature, and this is especially good for gaming. An example with gaming would be that, say you had a character coming towards your left, you would hear them on your left, but also feel it through your left ear cup as they walk. It's a really cool feature, and to be honest, I mean, for gaming competitively, maybe this is a bit kind of like cheating because you can literally feel where they're coming from, but it's really immersive either way. I use this Hypersense technology when playing Jedi Fallen Order as well as Rainbow Six Siege, and I must say that I do prefer this feature for solo campaign games just because they're more immersive and cinematic in general. For competitive gaming, I did find the haptic feedback to be a little bit annoying at times, especially as the vibration can sometimes be a little bit distracting. So even though it is immersive in the sense that if you're seeing stuff on screen and you're hearing certain things and it vibrates accordingly, sometimes if you're playing something competitive and you're really trying to listen to footsteps and any sounds you need to react to, the vibrations can throw you off a little bit. As I said, it is really hard to describe this feature without you guys actually being able to try it and feel it, but it does make listening to music, playing games, watching movies 100 times more immersive. What I also like about it is it doesn't require any software to work. This haptic feedback technology works straight out of the box. You don't need the Synapse software to actually use it. I will say that my favourite haptic feedback intensity is probably between low and medium. High, I think, is a little bit too much, to a point where it almost feels like your head is being beaten around by the headset. It's just a lot more intense, and to be honest, I think for most casual gaming, movie watching, low to medium is probably best. But that's my preference. Maybe you would like high to really feel like you're being thrown into the situation, but yeah, for me, low to medium is probably the sweet spot. Connecting this headset to your device is done via the 2.4 GHz dongle that's supplied, and you can use this headset wirelessly with PC, Mac, PlayStation, and the Nintendo Switch. This dongle uses Razer's hyperspeed technology to ensure low latency, and how this works is that the dongle scans frequencies every millisecond to ensure that you're on the best one. If there's a frequency that's a little bit too busy or there's too many devices on it, it'll throw you onto another one to make sure that there's no interruptions with your game. Now, I must admit that I've always been a little bit apprehensive of wireless products, but the more products that I'm testing that are wireless, the more I'm seeing that, quite honestly, there's little to no issues most of the time. I mean, I've got a computer in here, I've got my phone, I've got my laptop, I've got my Wi-Fi mesh system, and I'm not getting any dropouts on any of the products that I'm testing. So wireless technology has obviously gotten to a point now where the way that it works is a lot more intuitive and seems to be more solid. Either way, I think you're going to be really happy with the wireless tech in this headset. It's great to use, and it's nice not being wired to your PC. If you want to use this headset with an Xbox or smartphone, you can via the 3.5mm jack, but just bear in mind that you won't get any access to the haptic feedback or the RGB lighting. So as I just talked about wireless connectivity, how good is the battery life in this headset? Well, Razer advertises that you should get around 44 hours with haptics and lighting off, and 11 hours if you have the haptics and lighting on. One nice thing is that you can use the headset while it's charging if you are running low on power. I just charge this up every night, so I don't have to worry about it being dead the next day. When I finish using it, I just plug it in to charge it up. It's that simple. Inside the headset are two 50mm Razer Triforce titanium drivers that have a frequency response of 20Hz to 20kHz, which deliver rich audio that helps to really throw you into any game you're playing or movie you're watching. Now, the headset doesn't offer any active noise cancellation, but due to the way that it fits, you do get some passive noise cancellation anyway. Now, the Kraken V3 Pro does support 7.1 surround sound via THX spatial audio, which is customizable in Synapse, and this is quite honestly a fantastic feature. Now, THX Spatial Audio does give you a variety of different presets inside the app, such as game, music, and movie, as well as competitive modes as well. I do find though that THX Spatial Audio can make the headset actually sound worse depending on what you're actually listening to. If you're listening to music, for example, I would just keep that in stereo mode because most music is mixed for that. But if you're playing a game, obviously play around with what you think sounds best. That being said, when you do use the THX Spatial Audio in combination with the Hypersense technology with the vibrations, it is an incredibly immersive experience that I just don't think you can get any other way. Now, out of the box, I did find the headset to be a little bit trebly, but this is something you can easily fix in the Synapse software because you can customize your own EQ settings. That being said, I do actually like the way this headset sounds. I personally prefer more treble over more bass, because if you are listening to something, when you've got better treble, you can hear a lot more of the mids and highs, and personally, I like that. Overall, the mids and highs are crisp and clear, especially when it comes to voices and listening to music. The bass is a little bit lacking, but I'm more than happy with how this headset sounds. So that's pretty much it for the headset and its core features. Let's move on now to the Synapse app, because there's so much you can do in this software to customize the headset. Starting with the first tab, the sound tab, you can adjust the volume and the haptic feedback sensitivity, as well as set the default device for THX spatial sound when the headset isn't connected. The mixer tab is where you can adjust the THX spatial audio settings, including either setting auto or manual modes. Now when you're in manual mode, you can pretty much adjust every app you want and give them presets like music, movie, game, or even THX competitive or THX environmental, depending on what the app supports. Now the aim of the competitive and environmental modes are to give you more detail when listening to footsteps or reloads, or to focus more on the general soundscape and produce immersive sound. And you can also create a preset based on what you like to hear. The next tab is the enhancement tab, and this is where you can fine tune a headset by adjusting bass, sound normalization, and even the voice clarity of voice chat in games. Although I find that this setting sort of wipes out most of the other audio in favor of voice chat, so I tend to leave this off. On the right, you have the audio equalizer, and from here you can fine tune even further and really customize the audio of the Kraken V3 Pro. My favorite preset profile is the game mode, but all of these sound pretty good. Next we have the mic tab, and from here you can adjust the microphone to make it sound better and to reduce background noise, as well as choose from some mic equalizer presets that can improve the mic sound even more. Although I found that as the mic itself isn't the best quality, these presets really don't make a huge difference. You can also choose to activate side tone, and this will enable you to hear yourself through your headset. I personally like this so that I know that I'm not shouting through the microphone. This is a great feature, I wish every headset had this. So next you have the lighting tab, and from here you can adjust the brightness as well as switch off the LED when your display is off. There's also an effects panel to customize the lighting, specify the colors, and if you install the Chroma Studio, you can create even more effects. Finally, you have the power saving options to turn the device after a set number of minutes. And that's pretty much it for the software. Overall, it's worked fine for me, I've had no issues with it, and in my opinion, it's totally worth installing just for the fact that there's so many different enhancements and modifications you can make to the headset. So what do I think of the Razer Kraken V3 Pro wireless haptic headset? Well, I absolutely love the haptic feedback technology. It's something I've never really experienced before, but having this extra kind of way to immerse yourself into a game that isn't just from audio is really enjoyable. Now, I do find the high intensity mode way too intense, so I would tend to stick this on low and medium, but you may like the high intensity. And when you pair the haptic technology with the THX spatial audio, this headset just gives you a completely new way to enjoy games and movies and music and whatever it is you're listening to. I found the sound quality in general to be impressive, no issues there. The headset is let down significantly by the microphone. The sound quality just isn't that good, and if you're looking to buy this headset and use the microphone it comes with, I think you're going to be quite disappointed. Luckily for someone like me, I use a proper microphone for any kind of audio recording, so this kind of thing doesn't matter to me. But you know, you can't expect everyone to have a podcasting mic or a decent microphone alternative. Some people are just going to use the one in the headset, and for that reason I think it's a shame that it's not that good, especially when you consider the price point. Sound quality aside, the headset's well made, it's comfortable, and because it's wireless, you get a great connection-free experience. And that's pretty much it for my review of the Razer Kraken V3 Pro haptic technology wireless gaming headset. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, it really helps out the Kit Guru channel, and if you want to see more from us, be sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon as well, and you'll be notified when Kit Guru uploads another video. You can also check us out on social media and support us on Patreon, and if you want to pick up one of these cool t-shirts, the merch links are in the description. That's it from me, my name's Jack, you've been watching Kit Guru, and I'll see you in the next one.